first day back to school done and dusted after the long summer holidays. Unfortunately, though, some children still haven't been placed at schools. Parents have turned up in numbers at the district office to find out what's happening. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala is following that story and joins us for the latest developments in this current situation. Nqobile, give us a sense of what is happening currently. Is there any way forward in terms of certainty given to parents affected by these glitches that the district office would claim were part of the problem?
Well, Rafiwa, since this morning, parents have been lining up in the district. As you can see, the numbers still adding up, some coming in, some leaving, but still lining up since this morning. So not much has changed. Some of them still worried about the fact that their kids have not been placed, while others are still worried about the fact that their kids will not be going to a school nearest to them. So they've been sitting here in hope and hoping that by the end of day there will be a solution to their problem. We have seen the change, though, in attitude towards the parents. In the beginning, we spoke to some of the people that said as they were negotiating with the officials in the area, they felt, in the districts, they felt that they were not listening to them. But at this point, we have seen the parents have sent in the list. Some of the officials have spoken to the parents. We do now understand, though, that the officials are trying to find a solution to solve this issue. However, in the meantime, the parents have to still wait in that line. We understand that they've also decided that they no longer want to be represented by some of the organizations that have come here, and they've decided that they will do it by themselves as parents, and therefore they have decided that they will carry on waiting still here for the officials, and then the officials will help them in terms of going forward. But whether or not that will be something that will be done today, well, Rafiwa, it's anyone's guess at the moment, because some of the parents feel that based on what they have been told at this point that there is hope, whilst others feel that since it's been 3 days of coming back and forth and nothing has happened, so not much hope there for them. But they are, of course, still waiting patiently to see if by the end of day today, those grade 1, especially and grade 8s that are going to school that needed to be placed, will be finding themselves in school the next day.
Now, absolutely. What are some of the issues that are being painted as the big reason that we are seeing this? You've mentioned it briefly around the frustrations of the parents, but what are they saying is the exact issue?
Well, Rafiwa, some of the parents here say they registered and they used the online system to get their kids into the schools nearest to them. But none of that have occurred. Some of them saying that the system says they don't have the documents attached, even though the documents are there. Others are saying that even when you try to delete or to try and reject the school that they're taking you to, it still comes back as if they did not reject the school. And mainly the issue is that most of the schools that they are being registered to, some of them are as far as 20 kilometers out and even further, and this is becoming problematic in terms of financially for them. Others even going as far as saying that some of the kids are even separated in terms of the school, one going in another direction and the other going the other direction, and this becomes, in terms of time management, an issue, and also because there are schools that are supposed to be available closest to them. They're not understanding why they're not taking priority in those schools. One of the parents was saying to us that her child had been taken to a school that is 20 kilometers out, whilst there's a school that is just a kilometer away. And we heard from some of the parents that were at a primary school in Acacia that they were saying that this is frustrating. They have brought in they had brought in some of their kids to the school, whilst the others are still at home and still waiting to know what will occur in terms of going forward. Will they have to go to a different school, or what would be the case? So a lot of parents here are just really unhappy with how the situation has been unfolding, going as far as saying that the online system needs to be scrapped because it's not working in their favor. Also saying that it's unfair that some of them has had to take a day off when they were supposed to be at work, because in the end of it all, like you were saying, Rafiwa, holidays are over and they need to go back to school, but it hasn't, go back to work, but because they haven't brought their kids in, it's very difficult, and they're saying that they don't know what would be the outcome in terms of these kids. They don't have placement. Others even going as far as saying they don't know if the kids will be frustrated to do anything that would harm themselves. But of course, as the situation unfolds, earlier on we even saw some of the officials negotiating with some of the groups inside. So it seems they're still working around it, Rafiwa, from where we are standing. But we did, of course, speak to these parents, and let's just hear what they had to say.
Right now we've got a problem. Always when we contact the district to get help, we are not getting help. Mr. Ndlovu, Kidiboni, Poshia, Sambo, Yvonne, Nancy, always they are giving us the bad attitude when we come to them. So today we are saying we are staying here. We are not going anywhere until they place our children. And then again, there is this two schools that we have in Pretoria North, Dani Malan. They don't want our children there. They always want African children there. So we want English classes. Pretoria North, Hoërskool. We want English classes. It's not only white people who are staying in that place. Even us black people, we are staying there. So our children, they've got right to study on that school.
I don't have any plan. As you see, it's COVID. We don't have money. I don't have money for private school. I'm paying rates and taxes. They're very expensive. I'm staying there in Toranda. There is a school here at Marit. It's only about one kilometer from my house. I applied for my children. They didn't take them. What am I supposed to do? I feel like the online, they have to scrape it off. And we have to go to school, sleep there, so that we know that maybe we are number one. Because lento le is 7 cents. If ungabheka bonke labantu laba, sifuna abantwana bethu baye esikoleni, abobana bangene esikoleni thina sonke sila. It's so painful. Can anyone from the department help us?
Our reporter Nqobile Madlala, they're giving us the latest in terms of the frustrations of parents who have not been able to have their children start school on time today. Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala, for those insights.